What is Shaun Strickland playing at? He's recently just challenged David Goggins, of all people, to an MMA match. David Goggins is pretty much 50 years old. Shaun, stick to fighting professional MMA fighters. However, I don't mind this type of news because it's more content. So we all know Shaun Strickland, former UFC middleweight champion of the world, and I'm sure we all know David Goggins. He's a Navy SEAL veteran. I don't know his exact credentials, but he's respected within the military community. He's mainly now known as an incredible endurance athlete, a motivational speaker. He's got a great social media presence. David Goggins is doing good work for the male community, and I guess you could say Shaun Strickland has a similar message to David Goggins, just in a less polished way. Anyway, the last few months, Shaun Strickland has just been talking a lot of crap about Navy SEALs, people in the military. He doesn't like them, and a few Navy SEALs called out Shaun Strickland online and said, listen, I'll spar you. Let's go. And then one of these Navy SEALs stepped up. His name was Mitch, and he had a spar. Now, Mitch got absolutely destroyed, but as to be expected, if you missed that video, I'll pop it up here or at the bottom of the description, and it's a full breakdown of their sparring session. You can go and watch it after this video if you like. And after that sparring session, Shaun Strickland's done a 180, and he actually shown respect to Mitch. But at the end of that sparring session, Shaun Strickland said this about David Goggins.
David Goggins, I heard you're in Vegas. I want to spar you for 15 minutes. You're a tough motherfucker. But I want to see if I can physically and mentally break you with sparring.
So Shaun Strickland started this. Now here he is on the Nelk Boys podcast talking about David Goggins again.
Jordan, do you like David Goggins?
I kind of have I think David Goggins is a little bit too he kind of sucks himself off a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of and I've heard a lot of things, I don't want to name names or anything, but I've in the SEAL community who have kind of said that he was just a glorified PT, when guys were doing hard shit, he was running miles. Nothing wrong with him. I wish him the best, but I think he's he's just more of a character.
Now, I'm a fan of Shaun Strickland, but he's got to stop judging people on the internet. And I know we all do it. I mean, I do it to a certain extent, but I do try and remain unbiased, and I do try to remember this is the internet. People do play characters, but just because you watch a few clips of someone online doesn't mean that you know everything about that person. Now, this has been going on for some time, but David Goggins actually responded to Shaun Strickland on his Instagram with this video.
This is my last video about this. Shaun Strickland, I know you're doing all this for clickbait. We had a DM the other day, me and you back and forth. I was pretty much DMing you because, you call me a bitch and talk about my military career and going out here once again trying to, like you said in your DM, trying to be a clown. You're an MMA fighter and also you're a comedian. So, I'm not much of a comedian at all. I'm old school man, bro. So, you go out here calling people bitch and shit like that, saying no Navy SEAL can hang with you training. I was responding to all those videos you did. I've never met you. You never met me. And you ran your mouth. You wanted to spar with me and all this other stuff, man. You were born in 1991, I believe. I was born in 1975. Talk about me being old, me being beat up. Once again, I know you're trying to clickbait all this stuff. I'm an old-fashioned man. I am older than you. 16 years older than you. So I don't do all this, let me get clickbait shit. You want to say you can fuck me up in training? I responded to that video to you, and this is what I said. You have yet to respond to this. And so anytime you want to train with me, I am ready to train with you. I am done with the videos. You all can keep on, tagging me on TikTok and all this other shit. Shaun, it's in your court.
So that was David's response. This is what the text message said. Anytime you want to train with me, let me know. No more BS or running your mouth. Do 3 training days with me, and right after, I will happily do 3 rounds of boxing with you. I think on one hand, that is a completely fair trade, although doing 3 days of training with David Goggins would certainly put Shaun Strickland at a handicap going into the sparring, because he'd probably be injured, he'd be sore as hell, he'll be drained, fatigued. So I see what you're doing, Goggins. You're trying to wear Shaun Strickland down. I like it. That's a 200 IQ move right there. Although I get what he's saying, I agree, but you can't really equate 3 days worth of training to 3 rounds of boxing. Although, I guess you could because David Goggins knows that in those 3 rounds, he's going to get absolutely battered. As Sean Strickland, in those 3 days of training with Goggins, would get absolutely smashed everywhere. Pardon? He said, let's stop running our mouths and just man up. I'm back in September. I'm not going to do video-ish. I'm going to show you where your world ends and mine begins. I can box okay, and I have endurance in the sport. Plus, my old man effed me up for sport. Looking forward to it. Right now, this is where it heats up. Sean Strickland responded to this video of David Goggins. Let's jump straight into it. See what Sean Strickland's got to say for himself.
Goggins, I heard you want a piece. Challenge accepted. Just so you know, man, the only thing you ever beat me at in life is fucking run. But guess what? I don't have to fucking run. You run from me.
22!
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
That's you, buddy!
Squad, this thing.
Navy SEAL, man.
Sean Strickland is such a troll. Now, this has kind of backfired slightly for Sean because a lot of people aren't liking the fact that Sean's taking this route. He's getting a lot of hate in the comments right now. This is an L post. Goggins is a vet, now a motivational speaker that encourages people to do better. I don't see any humor in disregarding Navy SEAL training. Goggins makes people believe that they can do and be better and overcome adversity. You fight on a Saturday night and entertain us. Goggins gets us ready for Monday to go to work. Now, I think that's an L comment, to be honest, and you guys can disagree, comment down below, but simply dismissing what Sean Strickland does as you fight on a Saturday night and entertain us. Sean Strickland is putting his life on the line. Regardless of what you think in his fights, the amount of balls it takes to step in that cage is ridiculous, knowing that you could die. Now, I know it doesn't really happen that often, but it does happen, especially when you're fighting the top 5, the top 10 people in the world all the time, some of whom are probably on the gear. You're literally risking your brain. However, David Goggins risked his life every single day that he was a Navy SEAL. So saying Sean Strickland just fights to entertain us is stupid. They are both tough, hard men, just in different areas. Navy SEAL is way more respected than MMA fighters. TF out of here. Not many people can even make it through SEAL training ever. Hating on Goggins is just an L. Real men don't disrespect servicemen. This guy is so insecure and probably broke. Now, I know what she's saying, but why is it that women always resort to the insecure and broke shout just because someone says something that they disagree with? Now, however, on Goggins' posts, he's getting an equal amount of hate. It's like all Sean Strickland fans are going to Goggins and all Goggins fans are going to Sean Strickland, and it's a battle of the fans right now. Anyway, Sean Strickland has obviously seen a lot of these comments, so he posted this video a few hours ago.
You guys, let me explain to you why I make fun of David Goggins. He is a fraudulent man. He's an easy target. He is a fraud. Bro, you are so great at running down the street. You're not hard. You're not tough. You run, my man. Do you know why I know you're fraudulent? Because as I make fun of you and you post your little TikTok video, I'm a hard man. I'll show up. I'll handle this like a man. No, you won't, dude. I train at Extreme Couture. I'm easy to find. You live in Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas. Show up. Mitch showed up. Do you not know how to use GPS, my man? Do you not know how to get in your car? I'll tell you what, why don't you jog down? But you won't, dude, because you are a fucking fraud. You go on TikTok and you make these stupid videos. You are a fucking fraud. And that's why I make fun of you. And that's why you will never show up, because I will expose you. I will expose you. So just stay on fucking TikTok and keep fucking running. Or man up and show up, but you won't.
How can he say that David Goggins is a fraud is beyond me. Right now, Mitch, the other Navy SEAL who we had the sparring session with a couple of weeks ago, actually commented, David Goggins is hard as a effing coffin nail and is undeniably one of the toughest human beings on earth. Sean Strickland, you are also extremely tough and undeniably one of the best fighters on earth. You guys are both at the very top of your worlds. You're both great, but it's apples and oranges. You guys are more alike than you think. I think Cameron Rains and I should host a fun weekend of endurance/MMA training so we can all suffer together, because shared suffering always brings people together. Lol, misery loves company. I agree with that. That's a great comment by Mitch. Give him a little like right there. Someone said, this ain't it, champ. Goggins is absolutely not a fraud. He served in multiple branches in the most difficult units of the US military. He inspires young men every day. Y'all should respect each other's craft. I agree with this. Now, literally 1 hour after posting that last video, he posted this video.
know, guys, if I had to be completely honest, I think I'm just bored and angry. You know, I'm the #1 contender. I gotta wait for Izzy and Dricus to fight to get my shot. What does one do? I'm bored and angry. I'm training, I'm in shape, but what does one do? I'm just bored and angry.
So Shaun Strickland is somewhat apologising there. Now people in the comments are saying, Shaun, you switched up. Why switch up after noticing all the hate comments? If this didn't backfire on you, you never would have apologised. Bro switched up. Dead emoji. Everyone. It's the dead emoji. It means he wins the argument. Dead emoji ×3. Face palm emoji. I hate the dead emoji. Proper grinds my gears. Someone said, bro got post-nut clarity. Now, the internet's funny sometimes because you say your thoughts, people disagree with it, give you a lot of backlash, and you say, you shouldn't think that. So then you change your thoughts and you go, do you know what, guys? Yeah, you know, you guys were right. I apologise. And then people are like, oh, why are you switching up now? Come on, stick with your original argument. On the internet, you're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. If you ignore the hate comments, it means that you're opposed to feedback and criticism. If you listen and reply to the hate comments, they say that you're emotional and insecure and that you should just ignore us and focus on fighting. On the internet, everyone wants to be right. Everyone, including Shaun Strickland, including me. But Shaun Strickland has somewhat apologised here. You can literally see the caption. He says, okay, fine. I'm sorry, Goggins. You're cool. I'm just bored and angry. You can show up, but if not, it's cool, man. You're a solid runner. You have some cool quotes. My mental stability is coming back. You gotta remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about Shaun Strickland. He hasn't got a lot of mental stability. He's all over the place. So it's all about managing those expectations, guys. We're not tuning into Shaun Strickland for any sort of philosophical, life-changing advice. We're tuning in for a little bit of mindless entertainment. Come on, stop putting false expectations on people. Now, if it was someone like George St. Pierre doing this, it would be a bit out of pocket and you'd be like, whoa, hold up a sec. Why are you being like that, GSP? Because that is not what his character is like. But this is Shaun Strickland. This is what his character is like. He doesn't really think before he talks. So what do you guys think of this? Who's in the right here, David Goggins or Shaun Strickland? Do you think they should do a collaboration? I'd be up for seeing that. 3 days training with Goggins and then 3 rounds sparring with Shaun Strickland, or as Mitch suggested, a long weekend of both Navy SEAL training and MMA training, and do a big collaboration. And you know that Shaun Strickland and David Goggins, if they hung out together or done a weekend of training together, they would be best mates. That's how us men work. We hate each other, we diss each other, then you punch each other in the face, or you go through some grueling training together, and all of a sudden you feel like best mates. Did we just become best friends? Yep. You want to do karate in the garage? Yep. So yeah, guys, comment your thoughts down below. Make sure you like this video. Yesterday's video got age restricted. Oh, facepalm emoji does me head in this YouTube game sometimes, which could mean that you might have missed yesterday's video. So I'll pop that on the screen right now. And there's also another video on the screen that YouTube thinks that you would like. Maybe give that a watch. Peace out. See you tomorrow.